Well, absolutely, quite a very important occasion, by all accounts, a very quite important, auspicious occasion to honor those South Africans who have done tremendously well in representing the country. But also you do have the eminent foreign nationals as well, who have really just contributed immensely in the liberation of South Africa. But I'm just going to speak now to the Minister responsible for Arts and Culture and Sports. Minister Goddo, by all accounts, a very important day to honor these South Africans who have done exceedingly well. What do you make of the significance of today?
Well, it's important in many ways. You must remember that we are constructing a new nation. We're 29 years on, we do not have a government. We agreed that when we adopted the Constitution in 1996, its preamble is that South Africa belongs to all who live in it. And therefore, social cohesion and nation building became an important element of a new nation. So the recognition and acknowledgement of these individuals, their contribution to social cohesion and nation building is quite important. We are not there yet in terms of the nation we want to build. There are challenges in terms of building a non-racial, non-democratic, as well as a prosperous country. There's still inequality in our country. But as we do so, we must celebrate individuals, outstanding individuals and eminent foreign nationals. When we award and honor foreign nationals, is to recognize the fact that our struggle was not a solitary struggle. We're not alone. There are individuals who played a significant role and sacrificed their own freedom for our own freedom, some of them posthumously. And it's important that even as we continue to face challenges as a country, recognize that historical fact, that we're not alone. There are people who sacrifice their own freedom. So today is really a moment of celebration, but it's a moment of cementing the kind of a society and the nation we want to build. And therefore all the 32 recipients are quite important to recognize them of the role they played.
And Minister, just looking at these national orders, I mean, highly prestigious, but also representative of the nation that you're trying to create. You know, looking at the Order of Mendi, looking at that very set moment in 1917 where the ship sank in the English Channel, but also looking at the companions of OR Tambo, really just speaking to this new nation that we have.
What is significant when you are trying to build a nation is to always never to forget where you come from. So these awards, they remind us, among other things, where we come from. Because the danger of forgetting where you come from, we are likely to repeat the same mistakes. So when we talk about bravery, for example, when we talk about Ikamanga, for an example, in terms of arts and culture, when we talk about the companions of OR Tambo, these are important moments to remind of as we craft this new nation. Always remember that indeed there are certain segments of that nation that we must never forget.
And just before I let you go, Minister, something rather unprecedented. We saw the withdrawal of some names due to some certain concerns, and as a way of maintaining the integrity of these awards, you really had to withdraw those names?
Well, it's not me, it's not the president. You know that there's an advisory council, which is a body that runs, which also in terms of the integrity of the process is very important to have that body separate from every person. It's them who announce, it's them who make nominations, it's them who may decide based on objections in public. In order to restore the integrity of the process, they may decide. I'm sure at some appropriate time, if necessary, they will explain why they withdrew. But for us and the arts and culture, importantly, the awarding of Siakoli's days signifies the important role of sports, arts and culture in building that nation we spoke about. Because sport has got special moments that are an embodiment that brings us together in terms of social cohesion. We are happy for them. It does help us to say, as we go to Cape Town netball, as we go to Manyana Banyana, Australia, these are special moments that must lift the spirit up of the country and unite us black and white, regardless of creed and religion.
All right. Minister, thank you so much indeed for your time. And at this particular point in time, I'm going to bring the family that is going to get an accolade as well. Here on behalf of the late former Deputy Minister Ibrahim. Shannon, I'm going to start with you. I mean, you guys, you look very elated as you wait with bated breath. Tell me about this particular moment.
Well, we are very humbled as a family that Ibrahim is receiving the Order of Luthuli Gold today. He was a man who never wanted to be recognized for all the things he did to help contribute to bringing about liberation to South Africa. We would have obviously loved for him to receive this award himself, but we are very, very pleased that we are able to do that in his stead today with my children, Sarah and Caden, who he would have loved to be here with us today.
And just any fleeting reaction from you, Sarah?
Well, we're truly honoured to get this award, and I know you would have been humbled, and we're just really thankful that his contribution to the struggle for our country is being recognised here today.
And just closing remarks from you.
Well, I think after all the years that he dedicated to South Africa, I think it really is nice that he's being recognized. And even after his death, he's being remembered, which is an honor.
All right. Okay, guys, thank you so much indeed. And of course, congratulations on his behalf. But thank you so much indeed. So quite a very important day here at the Presidential Guesthouse. It's all about making sure that those deserving South Africans and the eminent foreign nationals are being given these accolades, really, to acknowledge a very important role that they've played in the respective fields. And, you know, it's a very colorful event as well. And all of this happens as South Africa is commemorating 29 years of freedom. Obviously, quite a number of challenges, but you still do have these events really to try and uplift the nation. And it's a very incredible occasion here, very delightful affair, as so many guests are streaming in.